Your keyword tool used to answer one question: can people find you on Google? In 2026, it has to answer a second one. When somebody asks an AI assistant for the best tool in your space, does it ever say your name? Most SEO suites still can't tell you. This one can, and that's new. I ran growth solo at a B2B company for 4 years, then built a small content studio that lives or dies on its own newsletter. I've put 30+ search and content tools through real work, and most of them I quietly stopped paying for. I'm Nadia. Today, it's Mangools, the bundle most people know for fast, honest keyword research, the kind you can actually act on the same afternoon. I'll show you the 3 things it genuinely does well, the one workflow you'll run every single week, and exactly who should buy it. Plus the 3 places it quietly runs out of room: the backlink depth, the daily limits, and the one job it just doesn't do. Know those before you pay, not after. Start with a job it's actually bought for: finding keywords. This is KWFinder, and the one number that matters sits right here on the right. I searched Best AI Podcast, and it grades the difficulty 41 out of 100. Here's why that 41 is worth trusting: because most tools get this part wrong. They guess difficulty off domain strength alone, how big and old the site is. This one builds the score from the actual lineup ranking right now: how strong those 10 pages are, how deep their content runs, who links to them. So the number reflects what it really takes to crack that page, not how famous the brands on it are. And it does it in about a second. And the score isn't the end of it. It's what the tool does with it next. From a search intent angle, this is the part I actually live in. It groups the whole topic into clusters for you, right here. So instead of staring at one keyword, you walk away with the dozen related ones worth writing about, each with its own difficulty already scored. For a one-person team, that's the gap between guessing what to publish and having a real content plan by lunch. You're not brainstorming anymore, you're picking off a sorted list. So that accuracy is the whole reason people pick this over the heavyweights. You trust the number, so you act on it instead of second-guessing for an hour. That fast, honest difficulty read is the flagship. Everything else in the bundle hangs off it. Get this one thing right, and the rest is gravy. Second strength is the backlink side. This is LinkMiner, and the thing I want you to look at is this pair of columns. Every single link gets a citation flow and a trust flow, sitting side by side. Here's the read that saves you an afternoon. When citation flow is high but trust flow is low, you're looking at a spam farm, a link you do not want pointing at your site. You can sort the whole list by that gap and spot the junk in seconds, instead of clicking through hundreds of links one at a time. So a disavow file that used to eat half a day is a 20-minute job. It's not the deepest link tool on the market, but for your own site, it's plenty, and it's fast. Third one is the reason this review feels current, and it's the one nobody else at this price has. This is AI Search Watcher, and it answers that new question from the start. Do the AI assistants actually name you? It scores a brand 35.5 out of 100 here, then splits that into whether you show up in the chat answers versus the search overviews. And down the side, it ranks you against the brands beating you to the mention. That last part is the gold. Watching a competitor get cited by the AI on a query where you're invisible, that tells you exactly where to go right next. Most tools haven't even started tracking this, so that's the honest case for it. Find the keywords you can actually win, clean up the links pointing at you, and see whether the AI engines know you exist. 3 real jobs, 1 cheap subscription, all of it quick. Now, where it actually breaks down and why people end up blaming the wrong thing when it does. 3 places it'll run out of room. And the first is that same backlink depth. Pull up a small site like this and the link data is more than enough. But the index behind it runs about 70% the size of the biggest backlink tool on the market. You won't feel that on your own site. You'll feel it the moment you're doing serious competitive research on the really big players, past the first few hundred links, or trying to compare 10 rivals at once. The honest way to handle it is just to know your lane. For your own site and small competitors, this is plenty. You only reach for a heavier, pricier tool when deep link gap analysis is genuinely the thing blocking your week. And for most people, it never is. Second one catches teams, not solos. And it's a planning trap hiding in plain sight. Look at the limits on these plans. That little per 24 hours next to each number. The caps reset daily, not monthly. A solo writer never even notices. You'd have to really sprint to hit a daily ceiling. But an agency hammering it on a Monday morning can burn the whole day's keyword allowance before lunch and just stall out until tomorrow. The headline number looks generous right up until you realize it's a daily budget, not a monthly pool you can spend however you like. The way around it is just to plan for it up front. If you're solo, this is a non-issue. Genuinely, you won't touch the ceiling. If you're a small team that sprints, size your plan by the cap you'll actually hit on a busy day, not the one that looks fine on a quiet one. And stagger the heavy research across the week, so you're never all hammering it at the same hour. Plan around the daily cap, and it stops being a surprise. The third gap is the quietest, and you only notice it when you go looking. Run your eye across the whole toolbar up top. Keyword research, SERP analysis, rank tracking, backlinks, a domain scanner. Real tools, all of them. But not one of them crawls your own site. For broken links, redirect chains, the technical mess that quietly tanks your rankings. The domain scanner reads one domain at a glance. It is not a full audit. So what you actually do is pair this with a dedicated crawler for that one job. Mangools isn't trying to be your technical audit tool, And the research work it does do is the part you touch every single day. So, real cons, every one of them with a workable path. That's exactly why I trust the recommendation I'm about to give you. Let me walk the one workflow you'll run every week, finding keywords you can actually rank for. I type one seed phrase, best AI podcast, and the whole related set comes straight back, every row carrying its own difficulty score. My one rule for your first run: pick a real topic of your own and stay on it. Don't open 10 tabs and try to map your entire site in one sitting. You'll drown in keywords before you've learned to read the scores. One topic, one list. That's the discipline that makes this fast instead of overwhelming. Now the move that actually matters. Open the filter and cap the difficulty. I'll set the maximum to 30. Apply it, and that long, intimidating list collapses down to just the phrases a normal-sized site can realistically win. This is the whole game. One calibration worth knowing, though. If your domain is brand new, under 6 months old, drop that cap to 20 instead. A fresh site has no authority yet, so it needs the genuinely easy end of the pool. That single filter, tuned to your own site's age, is the reason people keep this tool open in a tab all day long. And here's the payoff, the part that tutorials always skip past. You save the keepers into a list, right here. And now you've got a proper shortlist of winnable keywords instead of a screenshot you'll lose track of by Friday. From this list, you push them straight into rank tracking and watch them climb week over week. That's the loop. One seed phrase to a real, sorted content plan in about 5 minutes. Do that once a week and you're never short of something worth publishing. Before you take my word on any of this, go run one of your own keywords through it yourself. The link's in the description, stackinspectors.com/mangools. That gets you a 10-day trial of the full thing, no card up front, so you can feel that score and filter flow on a topic you genuinely care about, instead of my demo one. One thing to watch when you do sign up, because it catches almost everyone. Flip the annual toggle before you check out. Miss it, and you'll pay the monthly rate on a yearly commitment, for nothing. So go do that one real run first. You'll know inside 5 minutes whether the way it works fits the way you work. And that's a better answer than anything I can give you from here. Quick read on the plans? The full grid's right here on screen, so I'll keep it to who actually buys what. The entry plan? Skip it, unless you're truly just dabbling on a hobby site. The daily ceilings are too tight to do real work without hitting a wall. The middle plan is where almost everyone genuinely lands. The limits are roomy enough to run a serious content operation on your own, all day, without thinking about caps. And the top plan only earns its keep once you've got a teammate or a stack of clients, and you actually need the extra seats. Notice what I'm doing here. I'm not picking by price at all. The tier follows the job you're doing. Now let's talk competition. This isn't a budget fight, it's a lane fight. Different tools for different jobs. Ahrefs is the depth lane, a much bigger link index, a real full site crawler, link gap analysis across a whole portfolio at once. That's the tool you graduate to when deep link research is your actual daily job, and you've got the budget for a specialist to run it. Mangools is the fast, affordable lane that sits right underneath it. SEMrush is the breadth lane. Paid, organic, social, and content marketing all in one dashboard. It genuinely pays off for the marketing manager running 3 of those channels at once. But if all you need is clean, fast SEO, you'd be renting 4 rooms to live in one. And Ubersuggest is the starter lane, the cheapest possible way in while you're still learning how keyword research even works. Different stage, not a different winner. So the call is simple. Pick Mangools when you want accurate research fast, and reach for Ahrefs only once deep link depth becomes the whole game. So who is this actually for? Here's the organizing tell, and once you see it, everything falls into place. Fit decides this, not price. And by that test, almost everyone lands in the exact same spot. Solo creators, niche bloggers, in-house SEO folks under serious scale. Same answer, different reasons. The middle plan, all day long. The full breakdown's on screen. 2 cases break away from that. An agency of 2 to 5 people goes straight to the top plan, because that's simply where the seats live. Nothing else about it matters. And an enterprise team is a different category altogether. The moment you need the deepest link graph and a real site crawler every day, you've outgrown this. That's the heavier tools lane. And saying so is the honest call, not a knock on what it does well. If that's you, start free at stackinspectors.com/mangools. Run one real keyword, filter it down to what you can actually win, and then check this, whether the AI assistants name you yet on the queries that matter. That last one is the thing you'll keep coming back for. Only put a card down once you've watched it earn the slot in your own stack. This is my honest read, not advice. Your site and your numbers are your own. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.